Hello everyone, it's Carlos, and today is December 13th. It's Thursday, and as you know, every Thursday I'll be posting videos on this channel. So today I'm going to talk about how to speak English fluently. There are there are three important rules which can help you speak English confidently and fluently. Now, rule number one is what I tell all my students: not to be shy. Don't be shy. And every first lesson that I start with students, either they're beginners or pre-intermediate or upper intermediate, I tell them not to be shy. Because if you're shy, you will have a huge building block stopping you from speaking fluently. Now, how can you do that? You should break down the ice. Because if you don't do that, you will not become successful. Shyness can keep you away from success. Not only about learning a language or English, it's about everything in life. If you're too shy, you cannot achieve your goals. You cannot get what you really want to get. I'll give you a simple example back as a situation that I had in school. So there was a girl in school that I really liked, and I wanted to confess about my feelings to her, but I couldn't do it. I was a teenager, I was shy, and I had a problem with approaching her. I could talk to any girl in the school, but not her, because I had some feelings for her, and I was too shy. So, during these 5 years of studying in school, I never talked to this girl. Even once when I tried to approach her, every time I was feeling very nervous and I could not even speak. I think if I spoke then, I would stutter. So we finished school. I never talked to her. She graduated university, and after that she got married. But that doesn't mean that I'm unhappy now. I'm quite happy. And that's not the point. Because the point is not to be shy in order to learn the language. That's the first thing. So the second rule is do not think about others. Don't care about what others say about you or how you mispronounce the word or how will people think or judge you because you said this incorrectly or you said this word wrong, you mispronounced this word. Now, as you learn the language, you will probably face this with a situation when you try to pronounce a word and you pronounce it wrong. That's okay. You're learning. You should understand it. And you should not care about what others think. That's really important because every time you accept criticism very close to your heart from others, you will fail. You will think about their words and you will fail. I'm sure there are people who had situations like they were trying to speak a language, let's say English, and there was somebody who was mocking them, and after that they just stopped speaking English at all. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who don't speak very fluently, but they understand every single word that people say. For example, there might be some people who are watching this video right now and they understand every single word, but they cannot speak as fluent as the speaker they listen to. Alright, so that's the second rule. Do not care about what others might say about you or about what you're doing. And the final, which is also quite important, I'm sure that a lot of people will probably disagree with me on that, but it's also quite important. It's one of the most important, basically. Now, there's been a practice when students go to study a learned language, and they study a lot of grammar, and they think like grammar is like the important part of every language, and they learn it, they study it, and they study it again, but they fail to speak. Now, why is that? The reason is that when people think about grammar in their head before speaking, they make a lot of mistakes. And that makes you also speak very slowly, at a very slow pace. Now you probably have a question in your head like, how can you speak a language, learn to speak a language without studying grammar? Now, that's very easy. There are many languages out there which don't have a grammar rule, or which probably don't even have like the school system. People could study it and speak it. They just speak it. For example, there are some languages in Africa that probably don't have a system of learning or even an alphabet, but people speak it. Think about kids, or think about when you were a kid. Whatever language you're speaking. When you were a kid, did your mom and dad teach you grammar to speak the language before you speak it? Probably no, because that's how I learned my mother tongue. My mom didn't teach me grammar to speak my language. I learned the language like all the kids do and you do, and we just repeat. We just repeat what people say. We hear and repeat. And we don't care what people might say about it, because we are kids. If we say something wrong, people are going to laugh, and we're going to make everybody happy, and we're going to have fun. So when you're learning a language, you shouldn't think about grammar if you want to speak fluently. And that's the most important part of learning a language. Because when you're outside on the streets, let's say you're in a native speaking country, and people are not going to ask you a question like, do you write in English? Or do you listen in English? Or can you read in English? The first thing they're going to ask you, whatever the language is, do you speak the language? Do you speak it? That's why it's really important to be able to speak fluently. That's it for today. Bye-bye. See you probably next Saturday or the next Thursday.